So we're looking at aggregate expenditures, total spending in our economy. In previous videos, we have looked at consumption spending and we have looked at savings. Well, ultimately, we want to look at total aggregate expenditures, so we need to look at C plus I plus G plus X minus IM. So now that we've looked at consumption spending, let's look at investment spending. So here we have our data. Here's our investment spending, and here's our national income. Notice that when national income is 0, investment spending is 75. As national income increases, investment spending is not changing. So if we were to graph investment spending, we have national income on the horizontal, investment spending on the vertical, and as a graph, if investment spending is 75, then here we have a dot at 75, and at 100 income it's still 75, and at 200 it's still 75, all the way to 800 it's still 75. So as we plot investment spending, it should be a straight line. The formula for investment spending, if we look at it in terms of the other formulas we've been looking at, autonomous plus induced, we know the autonomous investment spending is 75. That's the investment spending that's done when income is 0. But notice that when income changes, investment spending does not. So there is no induced spending. Investment spending is only autonomous. Well, if investment spending doesn't depend on income, what does it depend on? Well, investment spending is businesses buying from other businesses. This would be the purchase of capital goods, inventory. This would be residential structures and non-residential structures. When businesses are looking to expand, it's not based on the current size of the economy. It's based on factors such as interest rates. It's based on their expectations about the future. So investment spending, the whole line, would shift up, for example, if interest rates were to fall, so it's cheaper to borrow money, or if businesses are optimistic about the future, so they expect the economy to be booming and business to increase, then they're more likely to get new machinery or expand to new locations. This shifts that whole graph up. Other things that impact investment spending is the level of red tape or regulations. The less regulations, the more likely the business is to expand. We also have to look at the age of capital goods. So if your machines are getting old, you need to replace them, and that's done regardless of the size of the economy. We also have to consider the amount of spare capacity a business has. That is, if they wanted to produce more product and grow, meet customers' demand, could they do that within the existing building? Could they do that within the current production capacity? If you're already producing at maximum capacity, or if your warehouses are all full, then any expansion cannot be done with the current warehouse and the current capital goods. You would require some additional spending. So if your spare capacity is low, that is, your company is already at capacity, then you would need to increase your investment spending.